Good morning, guys. Good morning. Well, listen, it is Freestyle Friday, and I am here to talk about some real stuff. Can we just have a good old kiki, or better yet, can we just have some conversation? You know, a lot of times nobody has an outlet where they can sure enough talk about some real talk. You know, not something that sound good, make you but just some real down to earth talk. And so I wanted to reach out today because, I hear my phone is ringing and I hear the stories and everything is the same and nothing don't ever change. So I wanted to talk about the sheets today. Between them sheets. You know, when I think about that phrase, between the sheets, the first thing that comes to my mind is that Isley Brothers song, Between the Sheets. And I remember hearing that song as a child. Now, I didn't know what a sheet was, but I just felt myself just swaying all kind of ways. You know, the beat, the downbeat, the tempo. But if you listen to it, I'm like, listen to what he's saying. Between them sheets. See, a lot of us are looking for answers between the sheets. A lot of us are looking for love in all the wrong places because we're trying to find it between them sheets. A lot of us are looking to heal our mommy and daddy issues between the sheets. We're looking for validation between the sheets. We're looking for somebody to break us off between the sheets. We're feeding an addiction between them sheets. We're mesmerized and all caught up in our mind and our body, not even our soul, between them sheets. We are looking for someone to choose us by giving them a spiritual transaction inside of us between them sheets. We're dealing with all kind of spirits and all kind of things that's driving us insane and just pure craziness. But we feel that if we could bring it between the sheets, then we will get our breakthrough. We just feel that if we do that between the sheets, we'll have our answer. Between the sheets, if I move this way or do that way, I could be better this way and he'll like me better. If I do this, he'll choose me. We got pick me signs all between the sheets. And we're leaving the sheets empty. We're leaving the sheets brokenhearted. We're leaving the sheets confused. And we're leaving the sheets with the door open for the enemy to come in and steal more. See, every day it's like a transaction spiritually that's occurring. I was talking to somebody about, death. It's millions of people being caught up in the air every day, just like there's millions of people being down here. They're coming into bodies and leaving bodies every day. It's a transaction, a spiritual transaction that's occurring. It's a spiritual transaction that occurs when you have meditations or when you fast or maybe when you go to your religious sectors and you have that spiritual exchange there. But for whatever reason, it's like these sheets have become an altar. Like we would rather go and lay up between some sheets than we would to go to church and ask for prayer or trust that we can get a breakthrough there. See, we're more confident and we have more faith in the transactional exchange between the sheets than we have going to somebody that we know that could sure enough pray something out of us so that we can receive something. We feel better bringing money to enjoy ourselves between the sheets than we would to sow it into the life of someone who we could make a difference in their life, or taking it to an organization, feeding some people, or taking it to your church and happen to keep the lights on so that people can go there and get spiritually fed. But we would rather take our money and put it into sexual, relational type of things because we feel that we can get that exchange between them sheets. Well, honey, let me tell you something. What you're looking for, you ain't gonna ever find it between the sheets. He's not gonna care no more for you after you get out of them sheets than he did before you entered the sheets. She's not gonna honor you any more than she did before you got into the sheets. And if you really want to be set free, you need to be in between prayer and meditation, maybe a little fasting. Maybe keeping your mind on the things that are above. Maybe tapping into the flow and the frequency of God, allowing him to come into your heart to where you don't need to be in between the sheets, but you could be in between a fetal position crying out to him so that he can heal you of the addiction and of the brokenness that causes you to allow people to misuse you between them sheets. See, the best thing that ever happened for me was celibacy. Because I understood through that whole transition from being married and now single, what it really is to be totally honoring myself, including my temple, my body, surrendering that to God. It keeps me in alignment to hear from him. It keeps me whole within. I'm not subjecting myself to being broken even more if I'm not ready to be in a committed covenant with someone to enjoy a sheet. But I'm single and I'm able to really focus on myself and God and allow him to heal me, gain spiritual strength, knowing that I'm worthy of the best that God has for me. So I just wanted to reach out today to encourage people to understand that being out of the sheets ain't so bad. Entering into a relationship where you're not interacting in sheets, if you're not in the covenant of a marriage. I mean, I'm just old school. That's just me. That's how I am. That's how I'm raising my children. Because spiritual warfare is for real. And a lot of people are making spiritual transactions between sheets instead of spiritual transactions in prayer and fasting and meditation and doing all the things to keep you open so that you can hear from the other side, so that God can heal your soul from the inside out, so that you can purge out anything that's inside of you that's causing you to run to a sheet instead of running to him. So as you go about your day on this Friday, I just had to talk about it because your answer, your deliverance is not in sheets. Because if you cannot control your sexual nature, then what do you think your marriage will look like? What do you think that you will ever become for the kingdom, running rampant in your flesh? So I know what it did for me to be celibate. I know how I feel about it, and I ain't missing out on jack. As a matter of fact, I'm gaining it all by totally being devoted and sacrificing for the kingdom so that I can always stay connected in my relationship with God and not my relationship between the sheets. And until the next video, guys, peace. Bye now.